Hey everyone, Chelsea here from Sew Simple Home, sharing a new sewing tutorial with you today for a super simple book sleeve. So if you're not sure what a book sleeve is, it is a little carrying case, a little sleeve for whatever book you're reading. So this sleeve here is, I would say it's more of a medium-sized sleeve. It'll fit most of your paperback books. This sleeve I cut out, and it was a 9 by 11 piece of material. So this is the medium size. Today we're going to make the large size that will fit for your larger hardback books like this one here. And so we're going to go ahead and get sewing. For this project we're going to do a super simple, it's going to be super simple, but if you want to add a pocket, we're going to show you how to do the optional pocket. So the first thing that you're going to need is to cut out your pieces. And I actually cut my pieces out just because it was a lot faster and nobody wants to watch me cut a bunch of fabric. So my pieces here are for the large book sleeve, and this one is 10 inches by 12 inches. Now I cut 2 pieces for lining, I cut 2 pieces for my main fabric, and then I cut 2 pieces for batting on the inside, because that book cover is going to protect your book, and so if it's nice and soft and has a little bit of form to it, it's going to help that book stay in your bag or purse or whatever without wrinkling the ends. So we have all our pieces cut here. Now you only need these pieces if you're going to do the very basic book cover like this one. If you're interested in a pocket on the front, you're going to need to cut 2 more pieces. And these pieces, make sure I get my measurements right here, are 10 inches by 9.5 inches. That's for the pocket. So you're going to need a pocket piece. And then I have a piece of fusible interfacing that we are going to press onto our material. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You're going to press that interfacing to the wrong side of your fabric. I'm just using my cute little Easy Press Mini here to press it. You can use your regular iron, you can use your heat press, whatever works for you. So we're just pressing that interfacing on so it will stay in place. Okay, now we're going to fold the top down about 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, and then we're going to fold it down one more time. Now this pocket, like I said, is optional, but you can use it for all sorts of things. You can put a notepad and pencil in there, put your car keys in there, whatever you want to do. Then we're just going to put it on our sewing machine and stitch it down. I'm actually going to stitch it backwards just because I have an orange thread in the bottom and I don't really want that to show on the front. It works really nicely to have that orange thread so you can see what I'm doing, but not as nicely if you don't want to show up on the front. So I just stitched across that pocket so you can see my orange thread here. Alright, so my pocket is all done. Now we're going to do the lining. The lining is where the batting is going to come in. So the first thing we're going to do is put a piece of batting down. Then we're going to put the lining fabric on top with the right side up. Another lining piece, right side down, so the 2 right sides are together. And then the final piece of batting. For this layer, it's going to be different because we're going to leave a little opening at the bottom. Just a few inches of an opening at the bottom. And we're going to stitch all the way around, so down and across, and then across and up. and leaving the bottom open. Again, we're just using 1/4 inch seam allowance, which is right at the edge of your foot. When we get to the bottom, we put our needle down, turn, head to this needle or pin, and back stitch, lift, move to the next pin, down, back stitch to our corner, put it down and across. It's our batting clip. And because this is such a thick layer, we are going to trim down around our edges. Just to get rid of a little bit of that bulk. You don't want the bulk. And this is our opening down here at the bottom. All right, let's do our front and put our pocket on. For our pocket, we're going to take one of our front pieces and just match our pocket with the bottom or the base of our book sleeve. So it's right side up, right side up, right side down. And matching those bases. And then I'm just going to take a couple pins and stick so the pocket stays, and then I'm stitching from here down, across, and up, leaving the top open. We're just stitching again like we did on the lining at 1/4 inch all the way down. Put your needle down, turn, stitching across. Down, turn, stitch up. Super simple. Clip our corners and trim any threads. Got some on this side. And then we can turn this right side out. We're going to use a wooden dowel to really poke those ends out because we won't be able to do it later once we sew all our layers together. Okay. So that's what the pocket looks like. Really simple. Now we put the pieces together. We're going to slide. We're going to open up the lining, slide our top in, and match around the top edge. And then I'm just putting some pins in. I want to match my seams on the side. And then I just want everything to kind of line up here. So there's an opening. Now remember, we left the opening at the bottom here so we can turn her right side out. Just going to pop it in our machine here. And we're going to stitch around the top edge, again at 1/4 inch. We're stitching all those layers together, just in a big circle. And then we just overlap our stitches at the beginning, and that's kind of like a back stitch. Clip our threads here. Put this bad boy back on. And now to turn it right side out, we're just going to open that opening, pull the front through the bottom here. Turn it right side out. And it kind of looks silly like this. But the first thing we're going to do before we put the two layers back together is we're going to close off our opening at the bottom. And I'm just going to use my machine for this. You could definitely hand sew it if you want, but just tuck those raw edges inside. Pop it on your machine. Do a forward and back stitch. Stitch across to the other side. Forward and back stitch. And you just closed off that little opening. Just make sure you trim your threads because you don't want your book to grab them. And now you can see I just left my corners poked in because we're just gonna pop it inside of here. And I want those corners to be as sharp as I can get them so everything will lay nice and flat. All right, pull everything out. If you see any threads or strings, just gonna pull them as well. Tuck everything inside. Take our little handheld press here. Press it. We'll give it a good press on the iron here in just a second, but there you go. Should we see if our book will fit in there? I think it's gonna fit perfectly. Slide our book in our little book cover. And then, you know, if you have sticky notes or a pencil, whatever will fit inside your pocket. And you've got yourself a really simple book sleeve that you can take around with you to protect your books. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns or comments. Leave them below, and you can follow our photo tutorial on the blog and get all the measurements and everything in the link in the description. We'll see you guys next time.